And it's TARDIS Jack, and we're going to be playing Hakuoki Edo Blossoms. It's the sequel to Hakuoki Kyoto Winds um, in Otomo Games. And on the first one, no spoilers, I went the Sanan route. I didn't play the whole thing for video, but um, the ending was sad in my opinion. But we'll see how it goes in this game. And disappear. I can't, well, I want to see if I can get rid of her this one, but the original, the first game, you can. Let's see. Let's see if it. There we go. And that doesn't work, so let's go default. That's what happened with the other one. Video. Well, hold on, let me see if that'll work. Nope. Alright, well, we'll just put it back to windowed. And here we go. Okay. The pipe bar is going to have to stay at the top. There we go. There's nothing to continue. I hope they let me pick. Oh, yes, good. Okay, but first, that is not lining up with my window. There we go. Sanan. I love him. Okay, Sanan. There's some European style going on. Alright, let's see how much it gives us from the first game. Okay, here's the backstory. Winter 1864. In order to find my father, with whom I had lost contact, I, Chizuru Yukimura, visited Kyoto. In the city, I bore witness to a horrifying secret hidden within a group called the Shinsengumi. The Fury, a creature with white hair and crimson eyes. Luckily, I was saved from the vicious clutches of the Furies by the members of the Shinsengumi. I know I just butchered. I can't pronounce that, sorry. As I had discovered the Shinsengumi secrets, it was proposed that I live with the Shinsengumi men, since they were also searching for my father. I was given the position as the commander's page, and thus my life with the Shinsengumi began. I'd heard rumors, well, whispers really, that the Shinsengumi were little more than a bunch of crooked ronin, but my life with them proved otherwise. Their commitment to protect the safety of Kyoto made them the last of a dying breed, true samurai. Among the Shinsugumi's ranks was Kisuke Sanan, the cunning, pensive colonel, who was entrusted to counsel Chief Kondoa and Commander Hijikata, who, I come to find out, is based off real people. And, spoiler alert, Hijikata dies, he got killed by a gunshot to the back, shattered his back, in real life. Apparently he was also really good looking in real life. He was a talented swordsman and possessed an eye for strategy, that is, until an ill-fated injury left him unable to wield his katana, and he became a recluse. He retreated from the public eye, a point of concern exasperated by the sudden arrival of Kishitaro Itua, I think so it's pronounced, the Shinsugumi's newly appointed deputy commander. Fuck that guy. In an act of desperation to cure his afflicted arm, Sanan consumed the water of life, transforming into a fury to reside in the Shinsugumi's shadow. Yeah, he choked us. All of a sudden, their well-kept secret was becoming harder to keep, as battles were waged against the vicious demons and experiments became far more commonplace. Guess what? Didn't exaggerate. Actual demons. There was no stopping the tide of change, however. The fate of the shogunate was threatened by the Tsutsama Choshu, which later culminated in an inevitable battle for control of the nation. Oh, my love. Sanan was learning to hone his skills as a fury, to shatter the illusion that he was little more than a monster and defend against the impending war. The initial fervor I'd seen in Sanan's eyes when I had first arrived in Kyoto, all those years ago, it took place in 4 years, was restored when he had dedicated himself to a strict training regiment. Yeah, he saved us. However, when a nefarious plot involving Furies came to light at the hands of my father and brother, spoiler alert, she had a twin brother she didn't know about, Kuaru Nagumo, who dressed as a fancy lady to get close to her. It was Sanan who rescued me. Unfortunately, the battle ended in favor of the Satsuma Choshu, happened in real life, and the Shinsengumi were driven from Kyoto. They set sail for Edo in hope of a new start. Okay, and here we go. The last game ended with us on a boat headed to Edo. All right, chapter 1. What big teeth you have. Sanan's route started. Okay. The Shinsengumi sailed to Edo in forlorn spirits after having been thoroughly crushed during the Battle of Toba Fushimi, along with the shogunate army. Oh yeah, and then you get little thingies, tells you who they are. Chief Asami Kondwa, alongside the rest of our injured soldiers, were being expertly and diligently treated by Dr. Matsumoto at a clinic in Yokohama. Dr. Matsumoto knew your daddy. And your daddy told him if you ever needed help, come to Kyoto and seek out the doctor. Doctor was gone by the time he got there. He was gone for a year. I think it was a year. I don't know. I have to go back and check. But yeah, Kondwa, I love him. He got injured in a battle. Took a bullet to the shoulder. Another notable absence in the Shinsengumi was Akita's, who was Akita. I love Akita. Yeah, he got tuberculosis, whose respiratory condition had worsened enough to require his relocation to Sendagaya. Yeah, he a cutie. Bedridden. All the while, the Shinsengumi temporarily regrouped their base of operations in Sendagaya at the Kama Inn, fighting the urge to dwell on their sore losses. Small ward of Edo proper. Okay. With the chief in serious treatment, our commander had been traveling tirelessly to Edo Castle to garner support with the Bakushan for retaliatory strike. Having neither Kondwa nor Hijikata at our headquarters was noticeably irritating many of the men who had not much else to do, and morale continued to suffer. What will become of us? How much more of fate's cruel command can the Shinsengumi cope with? Yeah, they got their asses handed to them in that battle. It was so sad. Those sentiments were gathering steam for everyone in the Shinsengumi, and on one such brisk evening... Hijikata. You telling me you want to do rounds in Edo? Oh, look at my beautiful man there. Yes, I intend to conduct business as usual, baby. You can't go out in the sunlight. It hurts you. Hijikata had returned back to Kama Inn and was welcomed immediately with a request from Sanan. What's the terminology here? Oh, okay. Yeah, you get little snippets about them. Commander of the Shinsengumi, a longtime friend of Asami Kondoa who helped establish the Shinsengumi in Kyoto. He's effectively referred to as Toshi by Kondoa. He's also known as the demon of the Shinsengumi. Not real demon, like... Should I do spoiler? Spoiler alert, you're a demon. You didn't know it, but you heal like incredibly quick. You are one of the few female demons. There's another one from the original game, the other game called Sin. She's a princess, demon princess. We like one of them high-end demons. And your daddy was experimenting on Shinsengumi peoples. He's a bad guy. Okay. Since our tenure in Kyoto, the Shinsengumi has prided itself in maintaining the safety of our citizens. I see no reason to abandon this practice in Edo. Aww. Look, I get where you're coming from, but now's not the time for it. We don't exactly have soldiers to spare at the moment. I disagree. Now is more of a time than ever. As of late, lethargy has run rampant in our halls, deterring progress. It is pathetic. I've noticed the Nagakura and others are often out drinking too. Nagakura, yeah, he's like the macho bravo. He's from an actual samurai family. Everybody else is not. Yeah, he's very cheerful. Like I said. But yeah. Our defeat at the Fushimi Magistrate has festered into a plague of bitter apathy. What, so you think asking them to patrol the streets will curb this apparent lack of motivation? Well, for starters, it would do well to improve our reputation in Edo. The Fury Corps can patrol at night. The Fury Corps, Sanan runs, because they are all like him. They all took the water of life. And they're very bloodthirsty. And they go crazy and start slaughtering everybody. Yeah, probably. Guess it's better than sitting on our asses, isn't it? Yeah, alright, you win. I'll begin organizing a schedule for the troops, Sanan. You handle the Fury Corps. Yukata conceded, albeit reluctantly, giving himself a beat of pause before approving Sanan's request. I, on the other hand, had been gathering empty teacups on the table, listening to their discussion quietly, before clearing my throat to address Sanan. Oh, we're gonna get to talk to our boo. Do you really think that's a good idea? How do you mean? I understand that performing rounds and guarding the city is pertinent, but Sanan had been severely working himself to the bone. Unlike other Furies, he chose not to sleep during daylight hours. Instead, he had been heavily invested in researching the Water of Life to find a breakthrough. Yes, he's trying to figure out how to get rid of the psycho-iness of it. Yeah. So it's a red liquid. I think it's using demon blood, probably. I don't know. You're straining yourself. If you add nighttime rounds to your list of duties, then you can't rest. No, honey, you still need rest. I beg to differ. Adding to one's list of responsibilities is the mark of a productive mind. You still gotta be able to sleep. Aww. Besides, rest is for the dead, and it's not as though we are in short supply of the latter. You are right. Inoa. That made me cry. Oh, I loved him. He was like the daddy that wasn't evil. Ah, Mizaki. He died before he could drink it. He died on the boat to Edo. He was always there for us as well. And protected us. Two of the most cherished allies were needlessly killed in Kyoto, and my chest tightened thinking about it. I've done 2 routes in the first game. I did Sanan's and Hijikata's, and the ending is different for both. Like, with you know what, how it's so sad. I think in Hijikata's it was worse. Sanan adopted hushed tone, murmuring softly as his eyes dropped to the ground. Well, honey, you've already consumed it. You consume it in both routes, so I'm assuming in all the routes. Neither choice seemed to carry any sense of allure. The first was to endure death painfully as a human would, or to live as a fury, relegating oneself to little more than a ghost in the Shinsengumi shadows. Even so, living on was admittedly generous in its description, and death is less of an option than it is an unavoidable sentence. Sanan twiddled his fingers in silent contemplation, so I attempted to offer some levity. You know, come to think of it, I can think of something that may be to aid your research. I'm going to give him our blood. Because first game, like, before your love fully bloomed, how they word it is like, it's blooming, and then it's 10, 30, whatever. He come and asked for our blood, and he really freaked us out. He pulled his katana on us, and Hijikata come out, and he's like, dude, put that fucking sword away, you fucking psycho. Not obviously as mean, but yeah. Since we're in Edo now, I could lead you to the house where I grew up. Oh, okay. Yeah, because you're from Edo. Father might have left some documents pertaining to his own research on the water of life, so it might be worth a shot to snoop around. Sanan and I set off by sundown of the next day. It had been nearly 4 years since I last set foot inside of it, my time having been occupied in Kyoto. Yukimura Clinic was in deterioration from a period of neglect, triggering a queasy sense of guilt inside me as Sanan and I observed the house's exterior. Oh, quaint. Yes, that's where we grew up. Oh, he's cute, he's sweet, he's smart, and he wants to give us gifts. Ronan chuckled awkwardly at his own joke, and I smiled nervously as I slid the front door open. Upon entry, the scent of my home hit me with nostalgia. Hold on, I wonder. I want to see something. It's so cute. I wonder. I wanted to see if Sanan, because I know some of the characters are based off actual real people. But I wonder if I don't see his name on here. So Kondoa, this is the one we have, and then Sakisuke, Toroa Harada Sato, Akita Inoue. See, Hijikata, here's like the actual Hijikata. Is that the pictures of him? Yeah, he was actually really good looking. Let's see, Kondoa. Not bad looking either. Sato. Oh, he lived for a while. He didn't die young. That's cool. Okay. But Hijikata, he was only 34. Okay, I guess we don't have an actual picture of him. Oh, well, there's one. Okay. He got that tuberculosis. Yeah, yeah, and I figured that tuberculosis. Well, let's see, did he really have that? Yeah. Uh, he died, yep, tuberculosis. There's we go. So I thought that was really, I was like, oh, it's interesting. There's a lot of stuff about them, like games and movies and other things. But alas, let's get back to this. Sanan chuckled awkwardly at his own joke, and I smiled. Okay, I already read that one. A thick coat of dust covered every surface in sight. The front yard was overgrown with tall weeds poking through the cracked stone walkway. I examined my home with a piece of amber, wondering what kind of secrets had been trapped and lost in time with its limited confines. One after the other, I pulled open dusty drawers. No page went unturned as Sanan and I rifled through notebooks and stacks of wrinkled parchment. It was an excavation of my childhood. Although no immediate sign of clues reared its head, I was attempting to parse something deeper in this hollow, abandoned house. My memories. I see countless books on Western medicine. Her daddy he went to Western medicine school, stuff. He's like one of the top Western trained doctors in Japan. There doesn't seem to be anything here that's connected to his very research. That's true, my love. As Sanan paced around the room, he put delicate pressure on the tatami mat with the balls of his feet, shifting his weight while staring curiously at the floor. After repeating this process a couple more times, he tilted his head, quickly ducking to the ground and placing his hand upon the spot. But it is here. What are you doing? Oh, he's so smart. Let's see. No, I was just checking on that list again. While searching, I noticed this part of the flooring creaked differently to the rest of the house. Should my hypothesis prove incorrect, then I shall fix the damage. My instincts rarely fail me. Sanan lifted the mat and began pulling at the floorboard to reveal a hollow space underneath. He smirked wryly, and from the hole he started to grab conspicuously hidden stack of documents. He started to grab stacks of documents. Oh, I never thought he'd hide them here. This whole time, they were sitting under my nose. Oh, Akita.
彼は土方君の隠した苦習を見つけるたび自慢げに武勇伝を話してくれましたから。
Hijikata's got a haiku collection. Oh, the real one wrote a death poem before he died. He sent it to his sister, the lock of hair, and something else, like a few other things. Where's the poems written? Oh, so he wrote the poems in the game too. Wait a second, had you kept his haikus hidden under the floorboards and Okita found them? Imagining Okita beaming with pride after having found Hijikata's haikus softened the attention of Sanan uncovering the artifacts of father's secrecy. I grabbed a stack and began flipping through them, holding my breath as I sunk myself into their contents. No! So, he took blood from demons from Western Europe, but not from Japan. Or, why'd you pop up, go away? From what I gather, the water of life in its current iteration is heavily diluted. We must put forth all available resources into cultivating a stronger version of the water of life. Don't do that. You go fucking crazy. Kodo is your daddy's name. Into the future with it. I need to turn that volume up just a tad, I think. Really, he refrained from sharing with us any information of its effects or ways to counteract it. Yeah, he's an asshole. The more documents Sanan and I read through, the more troubled our expressions became. It was almost midnight when Sanan and I had sifted through the majority of Father's notes. Look here, in this document it mentions something about a medicine that can counteract bloodlust. Ooh. Matsumoto. Did they say Matsumoto doctor? Because he knew about the experiments. He didn't approve of them. Okay, hold on. No, okay, we got to do our first save. Because there's multiple endings. Okay. If by chance we're able to invest some time into thoroughly researching the ingredients, then... I'm gonna go this way. Because I think reverting the serum's effects could make his arm go back to the way it was. And he doesn't want that. So I'm gonna go support my man. We're able to remove the symptoms of bloodlust completely. Okay. Biggest danger threaten any fury. It's a slow decline. Mental faculties due to episodes of bloodlust. We can work to remove those cravings entirely, then it can only benefit the Shinsengumi long term. A glistening ray of moonlight ebbed through the clouds amidst a backdrop of scattered stars. Sanan and I shared little conversation as we made our return to Kama Inn, seeing as we had been too occupied reading through the notes reading through more stacks of documents. Our first method of verifying the document's truth was following the medicine's recipe as closely as possible. And it's done. I held the finished concoction in my hand nervously, wiping my sweaty forehead with the back of my other forearm. Well, I guess there's no way of knowing if it works or not without a test subject in front of us, but if someone happens to suffer a bout of bloodlust in the near future, hopefully it'll help in some way. Alright.
家に残していたところを見ると、おそらくこの研究は行動さんにとっては重要度が低い。
Yeah, he didn't care.
本当に重要な情報はおそらく彼の頭の中。できれば彼と接触したいところですね。
No, we're not contacting him. He's with our twin brother, and he tried to manipulate you into joining him and bringing me. I agree, but ever since Toba Fushimi, I haven't had any communication with him, let alone seen him. To tell you the truth, I've got no idea where he is. Yeah, and so with the little blonde-eyed demon bitch that wants us to become his wife. From now on, I want you to practice caution. Uh-oh. I have a feeling he's getting ready to turn white-headed and red-eyed. Sanan, what's the map? Ah, there we go. Knew it. Oh, wait, wrong button. Go back. Well, I guess we can try it now. Oh no. Sanan began stuttering, clutching his chest in pain. His voice became scratchy and staggered. I watched in horror as the color of his eyes flickered. There could be no mistaking what I was witnessing. He was experiencing a bout of bloodlust. I should... Ooh. Ooh. I don't want to look up the thing. Don't want to give him blood, give him medicine, make him endure. I'm not going to make him endure it. I'm going to first save. Let's do the blood one first, and then we'll scum save. My first inclination was to hand Sanan the medicine we had just produced, but would offering him an untested batch of medicine really do him any good in his desperate state? I could spare no more seconds of hesitation. My mind was frantic, reacting out of reflex. Hold on. I hesitantly unsheathed my kadachi, sliding the blade's honed edge against my wrist before timidly stretching the bloody limb out towards Sanan. So you got the kadachi, and your brother has the other one, the bigger one? I guess that's the katana. I gasped, watching Sanan's eyes widen at the sight of blood dripping viscously from the fresh cut. I'm giving you blood. You mentioned that blood is the only true way to mitigate your bloodlust, right? Please, take my blood. I think anybody can see my face. Shut up, I'm gonna start angrily. He could tolerate his insatiable cravings no longer. Sanan's face warped in agony, and he suddenly lunged his face forward to lick my oozing wound. A dull pain pinched my arm where Sanan was licking. It didn't hurt, though. In fact, it was almost soothing. I felt my back tighten as Sanan's tongue sipped mouthfuls of blood as if he were afraid of wasting a single drop. Okay, now I am just going to save because I think the medicine would be the better option. Immediately, my eyes shot a glance at the medicine we had produced only 10 minutes earlier. The risk in using it, despite it being untested, was obvious, but we had no other choice. It's not in here. Take the medicine. Yes, of course. Who would have suggested the first test subject to be me? A stroke of irony. In a fit of haste, I handed Sanan the medicine along with a canteen of water, and he quickly gulped it down. I held my breath, worrying about if it would actually work. The minutes felt like days, stretched into a hazy dilation, as I waited impatiently for the scarlet color to leave his haggard eyes. Okay. Oh, I think I'm going to leave it here. We'll see how it goes. No spoilers. If anybody made it this far, let me know. Let me know if you would like me to continue. And we'll go from there. Hope you have a great rest of wherever you are.